Howdy.
Joe, how's it going?
Good.
How many miles in time do you get in running with that?
Just the loop. I'm not sure exactly how far it is, but it's usually 20 minutes. So we're staying on schedule today.
What has DeAndre Hopkins brought to you guys in this short amount of time? What have you seen from him?
Yeah, just veteran intensity. He wants to come in and do what he's done his whole career. So he puts a lot of pressure on himself. Just that intensity. It's almost that excitement level when training camp first starts and the guys are new to the system and really eager to learn. He's brought that. It's kind of a rebirth for everybody being around him. Just that intensity. And then obviously his track record on the field and what he's done in the past. The guys look up to him and are able to go talk to him. So it's been great just seeing that.
How challenging has the season been, just considering the offense was going to maybe look one way with Rice and Brown, and then you obviously face some adversity there. Just how do you handle some of the changes on the fly?
Yeah, I think it's a similar challenge every year, just trying to move the ball and score points against the defenses, and then keep progressing as an offense and growing each of the guys. So early in the season, when you kind of have visions for growing Rasheed and Hollywood and how they can kind of flourish in this offense, and then you lose them, it just kind of shifts to the next guy up. And so I don't know, it's been like a drastic change for how we operate, but just within, all right, these are the guys that we have now, how can we best utilize them and try to score points? That's really been the main focus.
So what is that process like as coaches? Like when you do look at who you're going to have available for a week, if it's different from the last week, and play selection and stuff that gets inserted, like what's just that process like?
Yeah, it's I think we start with what are the guys best at. And so you try to focus in either with what they've shown on film in the past or what we know them to be able to do. And then within that, how can we best utilize what they're best at against what the defense presents? And so we're always trying within each week, all right, here are our guys, here's what they're best at. Let's start putting them into spots. You can't run necessarily the same play for each guy against the same defense, so there's going to be complementary roles. So it's just like, all right, if he's got X amount of routes that he's good at that'll work, what else can we give the next guy that'll also work, and what complementary ways can we fit people in? So it's just, in that sense, a little bit of a puzzle of just trying to grow the guys with the stuff they're good at, and then also hopefully that'll work that week against the defense.
Joe, this was about the point of the season last year where Rasheed really started picking up his game. Are you seeing any signs from Xavier Worthy that maybe he's going to be able to make a similar kind of jump in his rookie year?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. That's a good observation. Regardless, I think, of what some of the stats say, last year with Rasheed especially, each week he was growing and becoming more and more comfortable in both what we were doing and how it was best for him to be able to accomplish that. And very similar with Xavier, he comes in and you want to focus on what he's good at, and then you want to give him complementary things, and he's getting more and more comfortable in kind of those routes or maneuvers against defenses that he maybe wasn't as comfortable with early in the season. And so that doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but as the season goes, that comfort level starts to show up with him winning routes and catching passes.
Are there plays you can point to as sort of evidence of that?
There are routes. Yeah, I mean, I wish we could go on the clicker and I'd show you all of them. Yeah, nice. We could be here all day. Yeah, there are where it's really savvy, where he's setting a guy up, and when he's utilizing his speed, not just to run by somebody and score a deep touchdown, but also to stop and to change direction, and then to maneuver how defenses are playing him underneath, where previously he might have ran into some traffic or got into a jam one way. He's maneuvering, he's recognizing that stuff, he's getting clean releases. And so all of that stuff, very similar to what you said, especially week 8, I think we got to start to continue to grow him with routes outside his comfort level. And then that will be able to get him back to the stuff that he's really good at, given the defense's different looks. And that's kind of what we did with Rasheed all of last year. It was continuing to give him the stuff he was great at, and then challenging him and pushing the limits so that the defenses couldn't just sit on one or two things, and that's happening with Xavier as well.
Joe, with DeAndre and Juju, what type of benefit can they give Xavier with their ability to recognize and read
the benefit, you can't put a number or a limit on it. It's like, what's the best word? I mean, it's limitless. It's awesome. What we say and how the route is drawn on the paper is one thing. The experiences that they have, especially DeAndre, I mean, I'm really in just the listening mode with him. Everybody's pouring into him how we do things, what we do. Here's what you got to know for the game. And I'm really listening to how he does what he does and how defenses have played him over the years. And Xavier, Juju, all our young guys listen to that as well. It's one thing to run a slant route, but when you're DeAndre and you've run a million of them and the guy's playing inside leverage, it's another thing to set him up and win on that. So those little nuances that the veterans have from having done it for so long, it's one thing for the coaches to say it, and then it just resonates, 10 times when they hear it from somebody they've looked up to, especially generationally like that.
That's it. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.